guess what came today? My cooler. Okay, I got the Rtic cooler. It came today. That means it'll be ready for at least 4 days up in Vermont next week, and I'll give it a full test. Okay, if you already watched what I thought of Yeti, this is the competition for Yeti. I'm going to say about, I don't know, 40 pounds. It says, do not use blades. What about a knife? So, very careful. I can see why they say don't use blades, because you'll scratch the top of your cooler. This is the Rtic 65. Overbuilt, not overpriced. I like it, because they're absolutely right. This is half the amount of a Yeti. And this Yeti. This is why they don't want you to open it with a blade. If I ran my blade straight down, I would have put a slice right in here, okay? Looks good. It's big. I think this may be a little bit bigger than my Yeti. You see, the handles. Okay, right away I can tell. The handles are different. This is a soft gripped handles. The Yeti had more of a harder grip with some grips on it. This is softer. Same drain. Same kind of lock. You get a long neck padlock. I don't know what that is. Got a drain on this side. I'm not sure if the Yeti had two drains. But it looks like they come down tight. Ooh, you hear that gasket? That was a nice tight fit. Now, I've read some complaints about people buying this particular cooler, and they say one of the biggest problems is that their back don't stay up. They open it and it falls. I don't have that problem. I don't know. So this is good to go. So far, it looks just as big as the Yeti I had, just as sturdy. Everything. This thing looks like a clone of it. But it was over $200 cheaper. So, you know. Now for the performance test. Okay, we just returned from our 4-day trip up to Vermont. The day before, so 5 days. We put 3 bags of ice 5 days ago in here. Before we left, we drained some water because there was a little water on the bottom, and then we put in additional ice, and now it's been 5 days altogether. Let's see what's remaining. Okay, it's a little dirty. Probably clean that up. All right. So, it's cold. Looks like water. We do have ice. It's very cold, but things are still floating. But it's 5 days. Things are floating. It's cold in there. This should probably last another 2 days with ice, I would say. It's been very warm. It's July. What is today? 16th, July 16th.
It's 82 degrees.
And it's 82 degrees. And it's been very warm. Definitely would still have ice, I would say, for the next 2 days, and then probably be just all water. Once you package your stuff, real quick. This is wrapping up my review on my new Rtic cooler. Basically, at this point, I still left the ice in there. I'm going to open it up. It's been about 6 days. For the last 2 days, it's just been sitting in my garage here. It is, it's been 80 and 90s all week. So I'm going to pop this open and see if there's any ice left. I would be amazed if there's any. It's definitely probably going to have cold water, but no ice, because it was getting to the verge of no ice 2 days ago. It did exactly what I wanted. I usually go away the longest for a week vacation, 5 days. This will hold some ice for up to 5 days. It's going to melt. You're going to have everything floating. within 3 days there's going to be water. As long as you pack everything correctly in Ziploc, stuff like that, you'll be fine for your trip. Most people don't go away for 5 days. If you're a professional fisherman and you go out there with your Arctic cooler for the day, you prep it the night before, this will last you fine for 2 days, okay? No problem at all. It'll be full of ice. You won't get that much melt at all. I believe the Yeti cooler would have performed just as well if I prepped it the night before, which I had no idea that you actually had to prep a cooler. I'm a grab and go guy, and I probably will be grabbing and going with this as well. But I don't care what you say, this is just as good as a Yeti. Once again, if you want to be a brand whore and you want to have that Yeti sitting on the picnic table at the camp yard and say, hey, look at me, I got a Yeti. Woo. You know, I'm not that guy. I don't care what it says across your cooler as long as it performs. And I'm telling you, they might have been the leader for a while, but everybody knows how the cooler works now. Supposedly, I don't know if I said this before, is the Arctic and the Yeti are made, I believe, in the same state of Texas. Someone said it was on the same street. They look like the Arctic is a complete knockoff of the Yeti. You know, to almost down to the ropes, to the handles, to the shape, everything, to the lock, to the drain plugs. It is a Yeti, okay? The only differences between the two is the name and the price tag. Like I said, this performs just as well as the Yeti did. To me, better. And $200+ I saved for the same size cooler. I'm thinking about getting a smaller cooler now, just for the drinks. Let me show you. Let's see what's inside. See how cold it is inside. All right. Okay. No ice, all water. Me. So it's about 72 degrees in here in the cooler, about 45 degrees, no ice. Let me touch this. Oh yeah, that is freezing. The water's cold. The water is cold. Yeah, I would not want to go swimming in water like that. So, and that's 2 days not being open. It might sell you to go to Arctic and buy an Arctic, but I'm just saying, you want to save money and you want the same performance that you would get from a Yeti and a good looking cooler. It's a clone and works great, but do some research. There's another cooler out there that's only just over $100. It's a little bit smaller than this, but it outperformed the Yeti, it outperformed the Arctic, and I can't remember the name of it, but once I started researching coolers after I had a big disappointment with the Yeti, there's so many. You go on YouTube, there's so many comparisons. People bought every single cooler made, lined them all up, put 3 bags of ice in each, sat them out in the driveway for 7 days or 10 days, and every day they would go and open it up for a minute, take measurements, tell you how much ice is left. So one guy scooped out all the ice, weighed the ice, put it back in. There's all types of testing going on, and the Arctic was up there with the Yeti cooler and stuff like that on a lot of the things I've seen. Okay, it wasn't the top one. Believe it or not, there's several ones that I've seen. The top rated cooler, I tell you what, when I find out what the cooler name is, I'll try to look it up. I'll post it down in the links. I don't think it was as big as a cooler like this, but they might sell one. But the ice test outperformed every single big dollar cooler. And I'm telling you, it's ridiculous what they want for these things. I think the one that outperformed everything was just over $100, maybe $125, okay? So if you want a cooler this size, you go to Bass Pro, Cabela's, you get their brand. I thought their brand would be cheaper than a Yeti. Of Costs more than a Yeti. You're spending $450 to $500, okay? You want a Yeti, you're spending $400, okay? You want an Rtic, you're spending $200. So it's not cheap. But if you're like me, you have a place that's off-grid, you don't want to run a refrigerator, you don't have your solar set up yet, you grab a bag of ice every 4 days, throw it in there, and you could keep your meat and everything nice and cold. It works. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this review. Worked. I would recommend it. I don't know these people. They didn't give me no kickback. They're not telling me to say this. I just wanted something that would hold the ice more than 2 days, and this performed and saved me $200 and something over my original purchase. Okay, see you on the next one.